Hello, my name's Alondra Hurtado, and this is
Gabby Vigil.
And we're going to be talking about standardized tests. I'm going to be talking about how standardized testing is a fair way to measure student ability. That's one of my topics. All test takers receive the same test under the same conditions. Just like the act made in 2001, it was called No Child Left Behind. It supported standardized testing because of its fair measures. And also students prove the ability they have in every particular subject. And I'm going to show you a video now here on YouTube. Okay.
Standardized tests, positives. Standardized tests are the gold standard, tried and tested. In order for a test to be standardized, it must undergo extensive test development, including the writing and rewriting of items, hundreds of administrations, the development of reliability and validity data, and the development of norms. Sorkind 383. In other words, because the test has gone through a process of scrutiny where the items are revised and refined, the test questions should be perfected. They should be easily understood by test takers and provide accurate and reliable data that meets content and criterion validity measurements. Bad items in the standardized test are thrown out before the finalized test is administered to students where the scores actually count for something. This is good for teaching and learning because the test results can be used meaningfully and accurately to compare the students' scores to other students within the school and between schools.
Okay, and that was just a couple of benefits from standardized testing. And now I'm going to talk about why are we so focused on the price of standardized tests? We should be worrying about the student's outcome and the test scores because that's what's most important. Testing is not that expensive. Tests help provide information. All tests cost less than 0.1% of K through 12 spending in education funds. It gives feedback from students and also determines how well the students listen in class and in every subject. Standardized testing is not that stressful. Standardized testing is a normal and expected way of assessing what students are capable of and what they have learned. Students also should be prepared for the test. Okay, I'm going to finish with a quote made by U.S. Department of Education. It states, "If teachers cover subject matter required by the standards and teach it well, then students will master the material on which they will be tested and probably much more."
Okay, well, I'm going to be talking about standardized testing and how it has really a lot of disadvantages. Why does standardized testing have to be limited? Time testing adds pressure to students to rapidly finish important tests that can determine the student's ability to graduate high school. Well, I'm going to show you a video on YouTube about how there's a lot of stress and depression because of standardized testing.
In the United States, high school students are more stressed than ever. The amount of teenagers facing depression has more than doubled in recent years, and that number is going up. This could account for a number of things, but standardized testing seems to be one of the biggest problems. Students' futures are dependent on good test scores. These tests are large and strenuous, and force students to stay up into the waking hours studying. The stakes are now higher than ever. With such an unstable economy, students across America are torturing themselves just to get into college. Many people believe that tests are the only way to measure intellect, but education experts disagree. Among these people are author Alfie Kohn and education extraordinaire Sir Ken Robinson. Through his
Okay, what the video is pretty much saying is there's a lot of standardized testing causes a lot of stress on students and student graduates to graduate high school, and it's just saying that students are really stressed and they shouldn't be as stressed as they should be. Well, that's just And then another topic that I have to standardized testing costs a little bit too much Standardized testing over the years have wasted up to billions of dollars a year over an exam that's only given once, if not failed. Also, the money that is used for testing could be more beneficial for teacher salaries. And another good example is standardized testing driving good teachers to leave their profession. Educators also stress because they try to achieve and help the struggling student on a time-limited test. And Ron, a veteran teacher, says that the obsession with standardized testing by reformers is driving, good and well-taught teachers away from their job. And it also states in 10 problems with standardized testing states that many outstanding students may nevertheless do poorly on a single standardized test. And all this is pretty much just overwhelming the student with too many problems, trying to graduate and try to keep up with good grades and I think that it's really not worth it. And then I'm gonna finish this with a quote. Michelle Obama once said, "If my future was determined just by performance on a standardized test, I wouldn't be here. I guarantee you that." This quote pretty much means that a student's future shouldn't be determined over one test.